Moving on, closer to home. Sports stars are used to being judged by their performance in a game, but in today's day and age, what they say on social media matters too. And this week was a doozy for two of Australia's biggest household names.
Israel Folau is one of Australia's most spectacular athletes.
What a run by Izzy! Sensational!
But now it appears his stellar rugby union career is over. The star set to be sacked after he shared this warning to gay people and a long list of others on Instagram.
Those living in sin will end up in hell unless you repent.
When I first saw Israel Folau's comments, it took me back to when I was 12 years old and struggling to come to terms with my sexuality, especially in the world of sport.
Folau has form. Just a year ago, he posted an almost identical homophobic comment on Instagram, enraging the Wallabies' major sponsor, Qantas. At the time, Rugby Australia issued him a warning. This time around, they're set to sack him for breaching social media policy.
The consequences of doing nothing on Israel Folau, they would have bled sponsors, supporters, memberships, finances, people just leaving the game.
But Folau's not the only sports star spreading dangerous opinions online. Earlier this week, former league player and boxer Anthony Mundine shared this on Twitter.
Don't vaccine your kids, period. The government bully you. Do your research on this shit.
What you say in the public domain is amplified many times over, and people listen, and if people aren't happy, you are engulfed by the reaction.
Many critics are uncomfortable with sports stars being punished for simply sharing their opinion, and fair enough. They should have the freedom to speak out. In fact, there's a rich history of athletes using their fame for good.
I absolutely support freedom of speech, but freedom of speech does not mean freedom from consequences. That speech has the potential to cause serious harm to an already marginalised community.
When Israel Folau puts on a Wallabies jersey or Anthony Mundine fights under the Australian flag, they represent us. Their words matter. They're welcome to express their beliefs, but fans, sponsors and sporting codes are also welcome to disagree and disown them.
It's interesting, isn't it? I guess you're going to look at me, aren't you? Because
I used to... professional sports person.
I used to be able to pass and catch. But I think that's probably, like, I start where often people want us to finish. So I do believe that both Anthony and Israel have the right to their opinions, but they've also got the right to be fully almost piled upon for their opinions by people who disagree. If you put your opinion out there, you're going to get piled on. Where I think the problem sometimes is for athletes to be told, just shut up and play the game. And that often happens when athletes have something to say outside of sport. Yet the social media platforms that we've got invite you to comment on things outside your sport, because athletes don't just pass and catch or run fast or hit hard. We do other things and we have an interest. And there are some great athletes out there saying some fantastic things on social.
So do you think in this case the right thing is for him to be sacked, given he's had a warning before?
Look, Israel has been warned. He's made these comments before. He was warned as he went into his next contract. It's a $5 or $6 million contract that he's got. He's just become the highest try scorer in Super 12 history. And here he is doing this. I am cynical. I suspect he might have wanted this to happen because I can't understand any other reason why you would do it. But I think Rugby Australia, he forced their hand and they did the right thing. Anthony Mundine is a different story. I think he's searching for relevancy and he's lost it.
There's no contract involved there.
No.
Hey, don't go to where. Still plenty more project after the break.